It's time to go where summer leads you during this season of discovery at Team Mazda. Transcend ordinary in the Mazda CX-5 or experience the next level of luxury in the all-new Mazda CX-90. Come by today and discover Mazda at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Come on, we got to have some crazy in the middle of all this news stuff.
I think you got us covered.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
The fact that, welcome to WAFB Plus and 9 Now, guys. The fact that Liz, before she brings up our microphones, goes, "Mic's on."
Just in case.
Is a clue to the boys.
Why do you all look at me?
He said
to
the boys.
shut the heck up.
Oh.
The boy.
All of us.
Isolation
All of us.
corner.
But it's about 90%.
Yeah, the show is off air, but we do have some on-air stuff we need to share with you guys.
we do.
Well,
So,
good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. Starting out pretty orange, it seems. Steve?
Yeah.
What you got?
Whoa.
It
Yeah.
looks like you got burned
That's
by
it. That's all it's
Ouch. Even the monitor's hot.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa.
All right, Uncle Johnny, we'll check back with you in a few. Yeah, Liz, we're talking about heat again today. Heat advisory in effect for most of our area, excluding the counties in southwest Mississippi. That's going to be the big story, it looks like, moving forward through the day. That's in effect through 8 o'clock. Talking about temperatures into the mid to upper 90s and the heat index values getting up around 110. Let's give you a look outside right now. It's our Sky9 camera on top of Our Lady of the Lake. Had it zoomed in on the sunrise, so that's why you don't see much. We do have some high clouds overhead, but again, here's that heat advisory that's in effect. This is locally through 8 o'clock this evening. Talking about heat index numbers getting up around 110, if not above. Here's a different Sky9 view from Port Allen, looking over downtown Baton Rouge. We've had some high clouds roll overhead just in the last 30 minutes or so, kind of blocking the sunshine for now, but it's way too warm again this morning, mid 70s to low 80s. Baton Rouge was actually 82 at 6 o'clock, dropped to 80 at this hour. We'll see if we got below 80 this morning, but regardless, it's just starting out much warmer than it should. All right, with that in mind, mid 80s by 9 o'clock, low to mid 90s by noon, maybe an isolated shower or two at lunch, not much. I've got the high today at 96, which could even be conservative, got all the way up to 98 yesterday, and your afternoon rain chances running about 40%. The heat index, that's going to be the story today, getting up near 110, we think, and really look at a number of hours at or above 105, so that danger category, we're going to be there for a while. So especially anybody that works outside, again, we're back to talking more about heat and heat safety. Be careful, stay hydrated, take breaks, move inside to cool off as you need to do so. Here's a look at Futurecast. Dry through 9 o'clock this morning. At noon, it shows a couple of showers beginning to try and bubble up. 3 o'clock, it's got more of the rain a little bit east of us, and I do think kind of a gradient of rain chances today. Higher chances east, lower chances as you go west. Generates a few more storms late this afternoon and this evening, but you get the idea. Rain chances on the way down. And the heat index, not just going to be an issue today. It looks like for a number of days ahead, we're going to be right around 110, if not a little bit higher at times, right on into the weekend. Why is that? Well, right now we've got a high pressure center. It's kind of parked over Arizona and New Mexico, a little bit west of us, but still extending far enough to east to start to heat us up. In the meantime, keeping an eye on some storms in southern Arkansas, kind of a repeat pattern of recent days. Will these drop south or stay a little bit east of us? I think more of this energy going to stay a little bit east of us, but that high pressure dome is going to start building closer to us in the days ahead. That's why it only gets hotter. So we've got highs in the upper 90s tomorrow, right on into the weekend, and beginning tomorrow through Saturday, rain chances running only about 20%. Sunday, Monday might get a little uptick in rain chances. Not high confidence in that right now. We'll keep an eye on it, but big time heat looks like it continues right on through the end of next week, Johnny.
And Steve's graphic had it till 8 p.m. tonight. I had a neighbor started mowing at 8 p.m. and I'm thinking, well, he's just going to knock out the front yard. No, front and backyard. 8:30 backyard against my bedroom. 3:30 alarm. You get the picture? Don't do that. I'm okay. All right, this is I-10 east and westbound right near construction at Dalrymple. We hop over to the 1012 merge, and I have a lot of construction going on there. And it's just going to be the case for several years now, as that widening project has definitely begun. So not a lot of traffic. I want to get right to the headlines that you might have missed this morning. Did you hear about this huge announcement coming from Matt and Liz right before the end of the show? It's news we broke to you first and gave you first alert on. Here they are to tell you what that's all about.
This big announcement coming in the last 30 minutes, Johnny. The Baton Rouge Mayor's Office announcing the eventual departure of Chief Murphy Paul. He's been with the Department of Baton Rouge Police for 5 years now, formerly before with State Police. Sure. And again, we have to emphasize this is not an immediate departure here.
Right. So that's the takeaway. Not immediate, going to be there for a little bit longer as they kind of transition to what's next. The what's next also coming from the mayor's office, saying that eventually, obviously, the chief tests will have to be given. Yeah. Finalists will then be culled from that group. And then after that, they hope to, they say, have a chief in place by November of this year. So not an immediate step down, a resignation. We actually have this from the mayor's office right now, Liz. This is what they're saying, the mayor's office, about the release. Chief Murphy Paul's leadership and dedication have brought about positive change within our police department. His vision and tireless efforts have laid a strong foundation for the future. We thank him for his remarkable service and wish him continued success in his future endeavors. Again, that a release from the Baton Rouge mayor's office. We expect a lot more to come out, obviously, later today as folks kind of wake up to this news. Baton Rouge, EBR, very large part of our viewing area. Everybody wanting to know, what was the impetus for this? Was there a tipping point? What is next for the chief? A lot of questions still.
Certainly a lot of questions. A lot of people were asking, where has the chief been? What is being done, especially when we talk about a number of issues, right? Crime being one of them in 2023, when we talk about record high crime rates, homicide rates, in not only in the city, but the whole parish here in the region. A lot of cities seeing that here. So does that have any impact on his resignation, or does that mean potential new job opportunities? There could be a number of reasons calling for his resignation here. So we're following this. We've reached out to a number of different folks to find out exactly what the reason for this may be. In the meantime, we're going to be following this story all day here and let you know what comes out of this as we get those details.
It was interesting. The mayor's office sent out a very large press release, and even as lengthy as it was, still many questions, which we will try to, of course, get answered for you.
We certainly will.
All right, from that to this. There is a new crime alert from Crime Stoppers about an old case that they're hoping to shed some light on, again, looking for your tips.
Think back to April. This is kind of when this happened here.
Was it May?
So, May. Baton Rouge Police trying to figure out exactly when 26-year-old Ennis Abraham died here. He was actually found shot dead there near Main Street, near North Acadian Thruway, but he wasn't the only victim in this incident. He was the victim who was killed in this homicide investigation. There was another person found there on Main Street, that person with non-life-threatening injuries.
But now they're trying to figure out who was the person who pulled the trigger. So again, this again from late May, we're going on about a month and a half. They're putting this back out, hopeful that maybe if somebody knew something or knows something, they feel a little bit better about now coming forward, make that phone call, 344-STOP. From that to this, BRPD saying, looking for somebody there. They believe they found somebody here. Again, another arrest made in a murder case. A new arrest here. 18-year-old Tori Campbell arrested. If you'll remember this party, a pregnant woman driving some friends off to a party. Well, it ended up where shots were being fired, and Carisha Johnson ended up dying there on April 16th. Well, the new arrest here of Tori Campbell, turns out he's being charged with first-degree murder and first-degree feticide, but that may not be it. We're still following this case to see how it develops here as they continue their investigation and ask all of these suspects in this case exactly what happened. We're following this too. Just heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Speaking of heartbreaking, there's a new law out there. It was passed through the legislature recently. It's all about making sure pregnant moms get the help they need, the options that they want, but it stemmed from the death of a pregnant woman.
This kind of coincides with how national and state health departments are trying to figure out how to figure out the crises of black maternal health, right? We're seeing a record number of black pregnant mothers die while trying to give birth or in the process of doing so. So this new law signed after Jessica Collins, she died at the hospital here while pregnant. And so her baby died just a few days later, and so they're still trying to figure out ways. Advocates are hoping that this new law is going to lead way for more legislation or some more solutions to fix this problem so they don't see these rates as high.
Jessica Collins Ruffin Act, that's the name of it, because when you look at, actually you can read the story here, when you talk about it, Louisiana ranks 47th out of 48 states when it comes to maternal mortality rates. And so this is hopefully a step in the right direction. More information is waiting for you right there. Speaking of more information and your attention, we need it here. We always do when it comes to the big Uniforms for Kids drive, partnering with our friends over at St. Vincent de Paul again.
We've been talking about this for a couple months now, but today is officially the kickoff, the launch here, because as you think about it, right, we're kind of midway through July, which means we're inching closer to the start of the school year.
Right.
I know the kids don't want to think about it, but you want to think about getting ready for the school year. So if you have any donations of clothing, gently or new uniforms that just don't fit, go ahead and donate them to any of the number of locations. WAFB.com/uniforms for kids. If you scroll down, you got all of these different locations where you can drop off uniforms all over the world.
All over the world. Well, mostly here. Yeah, mostly right here. Good opportunities right there.
Yes.
Well, speaking of good opportunities, perhaps this is one for you. Job fair at the new Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. They got it going on today.
Belle of Baton Rouge Atrium, which is their sister casino property, is where they're hosting that job fair. The Queen trying to get open, ready for fall, so they need to hire 100 part-time and full-time staffers to make sure they are ready to go.
Want to make sure you know about this as well. Community event to provide free snacks and health checks. That is going on today. We talked a little bit about it yesterday to put it on the radar. Happening today.
Health screenings there at Living Faith Christian Center, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I tell you what, as you make your way out there, they do want you to pre-register before just heading out there and showing up. So go ahead, find the story on the 9 News app, pre-register, and before you head out that way, in case there's going to be a lot of people there, hydrate. In case you have to wait outside.
You're walking out into all this heat, man. Just be ready for it, Steve, because it's one of those days where you got to pay attention to it.
Yeah, no doubt, and especially those have to be outside. So your lawn crews, your roofers, people like that they just have no choice, right?
Of course.
You got a job to do, you got to get it done, so you got to take extra breaks. I know we've done some stories with some of these companies. Many of them are good about kind of figuring this out, making sure their employees know to do that, but it's definitely dangerous.
Some type of electrolyte you can put in your water, or Gatorade, or Powerade, or something like that.
You can do, right?
Not just water. It's important to replenish the nutrients.
Yeah, you can get those powders and those packets everywhere now.
Absolutely.
So be ready for that, and be aware again one more time that breaking news this morning. BRPD Chief Murphy Paul announcing his resignation, stepping down. It's not immediate. We're going to follow that for you throughout the morning, throughout the day.
See you in 10 minutes. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
You could be driving
Smooth handling and smart interior styling. Just two reasons why the all-new Honda CR-V was once again named a Car and Driver's 10 Best Trucks and SUV list. Come see your new CR-V today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.